I recently did a video going over all the times that Batman has killed the Joker. And so I thought I'd do a video on the opposite of this and show 5 times that Batman has actually saved the Joker's life. Which, to be honest, actually seems a lot more insane than killing him if you ask me. Number 5. Dick Grayson murders the Joker. In the comic book, The Joker's Last Laugh, the Joker believes that he is dying. Though in truth it actually turns out that a doctor has just altered a CAT scan of his brain to make it look like he was dying, because basically the Joker had pissed him off too much. And so the Joker decides to go out in a blaze of glory, and orchestrates a prison break, and Jokerizes a whole host of supervillains. And they of course go on a killing spree, which is really exactly what you would expect from the Joker, so Christ alone knows what the Doctor was thinking when he faked that CAT scan. But anyway, one thing leads to another, and Tim Drake gets taken away by Killer Croc, so that Killer Croc can eat him. And the Bat family end up thinking that Tim Drake has been killed. And this causes Dick Grayson to snap, and he decides to go after the Joker alone. He attacks the Joker and completely loses it, beating him to death. Only to find out that Tim Drake wasn't dead after all. So Batman gives the Joker CPR and is able to bring him back to life. Though in this case, I think this was less about saving the Joker's life, and more about stopping his son from becoming a murderer. And even though it's the Joker we're talking about, killing him is still likely to screw Dick Grayson up a little. After all, he is still a human being. Number 4. Arkham Origins. In this game prequel, Batman meets the Joker for the first time, and then the Joker goes hurtling off a building and plummeting to his death. And what does Batman do? He dives off the building after him and slows Joker's descent, saving his life, with the Joker punching him in the face all the while.
Oh, back for more, eh?
And my feelings towards this are exactly the same as the first time I saw it, which is, why the hell does Batman save his life? Heck, even the Joker agrees that it's nuts.
Newsflash! I'm the one who's trying to kill you!
Of course, it is all part of Batman's philosophy not to kill anyone, and that even criminals don't deserve to die. But still, plunging off a roof to save a mass murderer really does take this to a new level, especially considering that the first thing the Joker does when they land is kill 2 people. And in the Arkham universe, this action is probably the biggest regret that Batman has, and a lot of people would say it's his biggest mistake. Number 3. The Lazarus Pit. In the comic Legends of the Dark Knight, issues 142 to 145, Ra's al Ghul teams up with the Joker to wipe out 5 billion people off the face of the earth. And he wants the Joker to come up with a plan to do this, as Ra's considers the Joker to be Batman's equal in terms of strategy and planning. And his plan is to steal a bioweapon to wipe out most of the world's population, which is actually pretty simple when you think about it. I mean, the Joker could have come up with something better. But of course, their partnership breaks up as the inevitable double crosses occur, and the Joker ends up getting shot by Talia al Ghul. They leave him to bleed to death, and when Batman arrives on the scene, the Joker is only just alive and on the cusp of death. So Batman decides that the best thing to do is to dunk him in the Lazarus Pit and bring him back to life so he can interrogate him, which is insanely risky. The Lazarus Pit is famous for having corrupted Ra's al Ghul's mind, and possibly others. Yes, it does cure people and even bring people back from the dead, but it doesn't bring them back right. It brings them back a bit nuts and a bit corrupted. So basically, the Joker could have come out of the pit even more insane and even more dangerous than he's ever been before, if that's even possible. But what actually happened was even more bizarre. The Lazarus Pit turned the Joker sane, and the Joker had to deal with the memories of all the horrors that he had inflicted on others when he was insane. So naturally, he was having quite a hard time with this, and it could have actually been quite an interesting story to watch him cope with it all. Though of course, this sanity doesn't last for long as the pit's effects wear off by the end of the comic, and the Joker returns to being the insane clown prince of crime once more. And Batman saving the Joker's life in this instance actually makes a lot of sense, because Batman needed to know where Ra's al Ghul was going, because he was about to launch a bioweapon that would have wiped out a good chunk of the world's population. And though Batman may have been able to work it out in some other way, time was very much of the essence, and if he'd been any later, then billions would have died. So this choice is actually quite justified. Number 2. The Dark Knight. Arguably the most famous time that Batman has saved the Joker's life is in Christopher Nolan's trilogy. which is of course the best live-action series of Batman films that has ever been made to date. And this is the only time on this list that Batman actually saves the Joker from Batman. During the final confrontation between the two, Batman throws the Joker off a skyscraper, and as the Joker plunges to his death, Batman shoots a line down around his leg and saves him. And he easily could have let him drop. I mean, no one in Gotham is going to care about this. Batman killing anyone else, yeah, they'd care. But the Joker? This guy has killed the police commissioner, a judge, God alone knows how many civilians, has blown up a hospital and set off a bomb in the police station. A bomb which was surgically implanted in a prisoner as well. There is literally no one who would have cared that the Joker was dead. The police wouldn't have even bothered investigating his death. Hell, they'd probably give Batman a medal just for ridding the city of a terrorist. So there is no doubt that Batman would have been 100% in the clear for this murder. But still, he saves the Joker, because that's what Batman does. He does what's right. He is a force of unstoppable order. And this is one of those rare moments that shows Batman's morality perfectly. It's also one of the reasons that these are the best live-action films that have been made, because Nolan actually took the time to understand the characters. Sure, it's not 100% accurate to the source material, not by a long shot, but he understood the characters and crafted a story that shows Batman's drives, motives, and mindset perfectly. And that's one of the main reasons these films work. Well, that and the fact that Heath Ledger's Joker is just insanely entertaining. Number 1. Under the Red Hood. As we all know, the Joker killed Jason Todd, and then Jason came back from the dead as the Red Hood to get his revenge and kill the clown right back. And the animated film of this story is absolutely amazing, and it culminates in Jason getting the Joker at gunpoint. And this scene is just incredible. Jason Todd forgives Batman for not stopping the Joker from killing him, but he can't forgive him for not killing the Joker in revenge. Jason wants revenge, which he deserves in my opinion. And the fact that Batman hasn't killed the Joker makes Jason feel as though he never mattered to Batman, and that Batman never really cared about Jason. And that's what this whole film is really about. It's Jason showing Batman that some lives have to be taken for the greater good, and that Jason also deserves retribution for what the Joker did to him. But Batman disagrees and views killing as revenge, not justice, no matter what the circumstances are. So when Jason pulls a gun to force Batman to either kill Jason or let the Joker die, Batman turns away and then turns back and throws a batarang to stop him, which is the worst thing he could do. As the Joker says,
You managed to find a way to win, and everybody still loses!
Now, pretty much all of the times on this list, not saving the Joker seems like the better option, because letting someone die is not the same as killing them. It's pretty close, yes, and it's a pretty cold-blooded thing to do, but it's not the same. And letting the Joker die would save a hell of a lot more lives in the long run. But in Jason Todd's case, it's really justified. And I honestly think that if someone kills you, then you are perfectly entitled to be able to kill them right back. I mean, an eye for an eye at the end of the day. That's kind of what justice is all about, balancing the scales. And I agree with Jason. He was Batman's son, and Batman basically did nothing to avenge him. I mean, yeah, he put the Joker in Arkham Asylum, but Batman puts the Joker in Arkham Asylum every other week, so it's nothing special that he put him in there for killing Jason. And Batman's not even the one who resurrects Jason in the Lazarus Pit, it's Ra's al Ghul. But Batman was willing to resurrect the Joker, but not his adopted son who he supposedly loves. Now that is seriously messed up. It's an amazing scene from an amazing film, and probably the most famous time that he stopped the Joker from being killed in an animated film. And that is 5 times that Batman has saved the Joker's life. Now personally I must admit, I think he should have let him die on most of these occasions. I mean, the Joker wouldn't stay dead of course, this is comics after all, and this is the Joker we're talking about, he's insanely popular, he's always going to be coming back. But at least if Batman let others save the Joker or resurrect the Joker, then Batman himself wouldn't be responsible for what the Joker goes on to do. And Batman is responsible. If you save the life of someone like the Joker, whom you know is going to kill again and again, then you do partially share some of the blame. Not legally, of course, you can't be arrested for someone else's actions, and I'm not saying Batman should be. But the thing is, Batman feels partly responsible, because if he hadn't saved his life, these people would be alive, as the Joker wouldn't be able to kill. And that's not a theory, that's fact. The Joker is gonna kill. So him saving him is kinda sentencing others to death. So obviously he can't help but feel partly responsible for this, and a lot of other heroes feel that way as well. But what do you think? Should Batman let the Joker die and just end the madness once and for all? Or is saving his life the right thing to do? After all, the Joker is still a human being, even if he's an insanely depraved one, and Batman is still a hero, sworn to defend humanity. So, should he save him? Be sure to let us know what you think in the comments, as I'm actually very interested to hear what people are going to say on this. After all, any Batman fan has a very strong opinion on this, and I'm very curious to hear what that is. And I'd just like to say a quick thank you to those who made this video possible by donating to the Needle Mouse Productions page on Patreon. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment.